Hi everyone! Today we're making the best homemade chili paste. So many of you have been asking for this chili paste recipe since I showed it on the last video, on the Mahjong noodles video. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to make it. Before I show it to you, here's the warning. Once you've tried this chili paste, you might not be able to buy shop-bought chili paste ever again, because it just doesn't taste the same. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so the ingredients you need. First thing we need is chilies. What you need is crushed chili or chili flakes. And it looks like this, just dry chili flakes. It's really pretty. So we're going to use a fair amount of it. So the chili flakes, I've got 2 bags here. Each is 75 grams. And I've also got one in a jar. So I'm gonna use the whole lot. So overall, it's about 200 grams. So the great thing about this recipe is that you don't need to be totally precise. You can tweak it here and there with the quantities and it will still taste wonderful. So we've got chili flakes here, and then we'll need some garlic. We need a fair bit of garlic. So I'm using 3 large bulbs of garlic, and then we need some shallots. So I've got 3 pretty good sized shallots here. If you don't have shallots, you can use onions. White onions, but I recommend to use shallots. The flavor of shallots is a bit more subtle and sweeter, so they're quite often used in chili paste. And then I'm going to use olive oil as the base of the chili paste. So you could use different oil of your choice, as long as they don't set in the room temperature. So let's say coconut oil wouldn't be suitable, because we're going to store the chili paste in the fridge. So you don't want to use any oil that's going to set in the room temperature or when it's chilled. And then we'll need some soy sauce. So you can use the gluten-free alternative if you wish. And then we also need some toasted sesame oil. So this is going to maximize the flavor of the chili paste. And occasionally I'll add some whole dry chilies as well. So this is totally optional. It's nice to add some whole chilies in the sauce as well, just to create different textures. But to keep things simple, I'm going to skip them today. But if you have some, just pop them in. And guess what? This is it. This is all you need. Okay, now we're going to just prepare the shallots and the garlic before we put them in the food processor. So all I'm going to do with the shallots is just remove the skin. So cut the tips off, half it, and just remove the skin like this. That's it. And same thing with the garlic. All I'm going to do is to separate the cloves and then just remove the skin. So we're going to blitz the garlic, so it doesn't matter if they're not retaining their shapes. So I'm going to use a knife to crush it. Just lean into it. And then it'll be really easy to peel. Okay, so that's our shallots and also garlic, both skinned and ready to go into the food processor. And all we're going to do now is to pop in our garlic and our shallots, big chunks of them. And we're going to blitz them till they're quite fine. Not pureed, but pretty close. And that's why we need a food processor. You can do it by hands, but you'll probably be crying in the middle because of the onion. So your best bet is to use a food processor. And then lid on, and we're going to blitz it. Okay, that's not too bad. They're actually quite perfect. So you can see it's very, very fine. So this is perfect. So let's make the chili sauce. So I've got a frying pan here, and inside I'm going to add in generous amount of olive oil. Generous amount. So in terms of the quantity of olive oil, whatever oil you use, the quantity you need is really enough to cover all ingredients. And then turn the heat on. So the heat we're going to use for the entire cooking process will be medium to low. Don't turn it full on. We don't want to burn the ingredients. So I've got somewhere in between sort of medium and low heat. And I'm going to wait for the oil to warm up a little bit. And then I'm going to add in my shallot and garlic mixture. Just gently pop it in. So it looks quite a lot, but it's going to get cooked down and it will provide the chili sauce amazing flavor. And what you want to do is starting to kind of spread it in the oil. So we want to slow cook the ingredients, so it allows the ingredients to release the flavors without burning. So this process might take a few minutes, so you need to be patient. It's going to make you the best chili paste ever. I can start to smell the aroma that's coming out of the mixture. And just keep stirring so the ingredients don't get brown or burnt at the bottom. And in the process, all the excess liquid from the shallots and garlic will get cooked away. So it gives you really sort of nice bits in the chili oil along with the chili flakes. And that's the magical part. Okay, so the oil is actually sizzling quite nicely. And now it's the chili time. So I'm going to add in the chili flakes. So I'm going to just pop in my chili, the whole lot, and turn the heat low. So we're going to mix the whole thing together, and then we're going to top up some oil. I'm going to just add in more oil. So you want enough oil to cover all ingredients. And then just slow cook it. And at this point, we're going to add in some soy sauce. So again, the quantity is really up to you. I mean, you know, you can always taste it to see if you've got enough. I'm going to just give it a drizzle. Oh, it smells so great. I'm going to add a bit more soy sauce here. Can you see that? It's more and more chili paste like. So we want to cook it till the oil is totally infused with all ingredients, with the chili, with the shallots, and with the garlic. So this recipe should fill you probably approximately 3 jars of mason jars of this size. And it's good to make a larger quantity because they taste better as the day goes on. I mean, you can't keep them forever. I think you can keep them probably for a few weeks, no problem. But they taste better as the time goes on. So I make 3 jars and then just keep them in the fridge and then consume 1 jar at a time. Okay, I'm going to top a bit more oil. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I think it's almost ready. You know, you can adjust the ratio between the chili and the oil. If you like more chili oil in there, then you can add more oil. Or you can just have this really thick, gorgeous paste, which I quite like. Oh, look at that gorgeous, gorgeous crimson red, this beautiful red chili color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to turn the heat off, and then I'm going to add the final ingredient, which is the toasted sesame oil. So turn the heat off and it will still be sizzling. And I'm going to just drizzle this gorgeous toasted sesame oil. Oh, so good. And give it a gentle stir. Oh, it smells really, really amazing. And this is it. This is our chili paste. So I'm going to leave it cool for a little bit and I'm going to transfer it into my mason jars. Okay, so that's our chili sauce. It's still quite hot, but it's totally fine. We're going to transfer it into glass jars, so no problems there. It's some mason jars. So these are really good, really tightly sealed, and it's going to keep the chili sauce nice and fresh. So these jars are quite peculiar. So if I just leave it, it goes like this. It's quite top heavy, so it's a strange design flaw I never quite understand. So what I'm going to do is just prop the lid with a container there. So that should be okay. And what I've got is a funnel. I mean, you can just scoop right in, but it just makes things a bit easier. So it kind of prevents the potential spillage. And then I'm going to just scoop the chili sauce in. So in the moment, it actually looks quite thick still, if you have a look, like that. And as it settles and cools down, the oil and the chili will separate a bit more. So you end up with this beautiful kind of layer of red chili sauce on top. That is so nice. So that looks good. I'm going to just seal it tightly like this. Okay, so that's one jar. I'm going to fill in the remaining jars. So this time I've got almost 4 jars out of it, so that's pretty good. So last jars, it's about 2/3 full. So it's kind of slightly different every time, depends on the quantity of ingredients you use. So this is going to keep me going for a while. So with the chili sauce, of course, you can add it to your mahjong noodles. It's going to be just fantastic. But I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways of using the chili sauce. So what I've got here is a block of Japanese style tofu. So it's quite bouncy, quite soft. It's got higher water content comparing to this Western style tofu that you get. And I warmed it up in hot water. I put in a pot of hot water and just warmed it up slowly so it's nice and warm. And on top of it, I'm going to top with my favorite avocado. Like that. And then I'm going to drizzle a little bit of soy sauce. Oh, so good. And then some toasted sesame oil. And I'm going to sprinkle some spring onions on top. Just a few. And a small bunch of coriander on the side. And then a dollop of this beautiful chili paste right here. And you know what they say? The best dish is the dish that combines all your favorite ingredients together. And this is one of them. It's absolutely delicious and so quick to prepare. So there you go. I hope you like the recipe and will give it a go. And follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And I'm going to dig in. A bit of chili sauce. So thanks for hanging with me today and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bon appétit.